Hi everyone, I'm super excited to have Ms. Divya Sharma with me today. She's a motivational speaker, a blue belt karate degree holder, as well as a digital creator creating awareness on disabilities. So this is actually really special for me because it's not only something where everyone would learn about, how to face challenges in life, but also inspire you in a way. And I'm really looking forward for me personally being inspired by her journey as well. So, welcome Divya to this episode of mine. I'm really looking forward to chatting with you and knowing a little more about your personal journey up close.
Hi, Siddhant. Thank you so much for having me on this podcast, and I'm also excited to have this chat with you.
Okay, great. So, let's begin with your question. So, let me start with your journey from being expelled from school to becoming a prominent corporate writer and a disability activist is truly
Yeah.
inspiring. So, what are the changes or challenges you faced, and how did you overcome this in your early education?
See, I'm a visually impaired person since the age of 3. I have glaucoma, and I underwent 6 surgeries by the age of 7. And I cannot see on the screen. I have very little eyesight left in my left eye, so I can't see what is in front of me. So I use screen reader softwares to do everything. So when I was in class 7, I was studying in a mainstream normal school with my sibling, my sister, twin sister. But what happened, they told, we can't just pursue with you because you are a person with vision impairment and we don't know how to deal with a person with disability. So then I decided, this is a time that I have to figure out a way. It was a big setback, but my parents discovered that I can directly sit in boards. So I did my 10th and 12th by listening to audios and everything. And when I was doing my graduation, the technology advanced and I started using screen reader, which I learned at home. So it was a challenging time, but at that tender age, I decided that I will do everything from this small town and without even going to the school, college, and university because they didn't give me admission because of because of the disability. So I did my graduation in public administration and political science, and I did my master's in English from Punjab University. So this has been challenging, but I was homeschooling, so I had to prepare all my content, all my stuff, syllabus I have to scan, and then I have to read all the syllabus. But okay, it went well, and I worked on my upskilling during that period. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So now tell me something. You've been a marathon runner, you're a karate blue belt as well. How does this affect your personal and professional life?
See, I started marathons 4 5 years back, but before that, I ventured into martial arts karate because being a visually impaired woman with a vision impairment disability, I thought it's good to have self defense, and I love fitness. So I started learning karate in 2016 or 17. With too much of hardness, I found a coach, and then I used to give them double the money because they were teaching a person with disability. So it changed my life totally. I have been a very disciplined person because of my workout routines, karate, and then slowly I ventured into weightlifting and this marathon. So marathon is also an experience which is distinct because we run with a pacer who is sighted, so we hold their hands and we run that way. So this has impacted my life in a very different way. I'm very active, I am mentally better, and I can leave an example ki, people with disabilities can also be fit and work on their fitness. So this is something I am working on, and I hope to have black belt in future and become first woman with vision impairment to have black belt in karate in India. Yeah.
That's really nice because when I was a child, I used to do taekwondo and I was a black belt
Oh,
in taekwondo and I've done a weapon called nunchaku as well. So it's
okay.
so that was my first combat sport, in fact, which I learned when I was young. So it's actually more co-relatable when you talk about a martial art form like that. So kudos to you. Also, I want everyone to know, in fact, that Divya has won numerous awards and she has been honored by the President's Award as well recently and
Yeah.
won her individual excellence. So, can you tell me the moment and what was it like while receiving that award? And A little bit on that, it would be nice.
See, it was kind of one of the best moments of my life because it is one of the highest awards in India. So I just got to know one day that my name is on the list, and we prepared. I had to take my escort with me, so I took my mom with me. So they made her stay there for 3 days, and before the award day on 2nd December 2023, we had a proper rehearsal and everything. And on the day of award, it was very different, very professional, and very VIP kind of treatment. So it was a good experience, and a meeting with President Ma'am was another experience which I can't forget. The rest of my life. So these are the moments that I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life. And we never work for awards or recognitions, but sometimes when it comes along, it makes us feel good. Okay, I mean, they are recognizing our work, or our contribution or achievements. So it feels really good. Yeah.
That is so fantastic. Even like when the government also supports us, in these things, it's so nice it's a very
Yeah.
nice feeling, actually. It's like a feeling which you cannot express. So I totally understand what you're trying to say. Also,
Yeah.
Divya, I know that you run a radio channel,
Yeah.
and it's called Radio Udan, and it's run
Yeah.
by visually impaired individuals. So, what
Yeah.
is your role in that, and how is it empowering the visually challenged community?
See, we 7, 8 people started this, and I'm the content manager there and RJ radio jockey, and we have been running this since 2014 February. So the experience has been fantastic. We try to provide a platform for PWDs, persons with disabilities, so that they can come up and share their views, participate in different programs, debate discussions, and talent shows. So this was the motive behind it, and it's been a decade now that we are, having this a radio station being heard in 115 countries. Personally, I take care of content, mostly content manager I am, and I do have my shows. 3 shows I have: Mystery of 26, where I teach basic English, and then we have Inspirational Wings, where I inspire people, talk about people who have done different and strategies to stay motivated and uplifted. And Vocabulary Rose has been my favorite, where I talk about new words, because I am a very logophile kind of person. I love words, and I feel if you don't have words, you can't express yourself. So
True.
I've been working on words also. So these are the 3 shows I'm working on, and it has been a an empowering experience for me also, and for our listeners also. Yeah,
That's wonderful. Also, you had the privilege to meet the Prime Minister of our country, Mr. Narendra Modi, in
yeah.
January. In January, and what was the kind of conversation that you both share? Could you share some light on that? This would be really exciting to know. What was the discussion between y'all two?
See, I was invited to President House for tea on 26th January, and it was a great experience because I was the only visually impaired there. So they were meeting everybody, and they were doing Namaste, haath jod ke. But when they crossed me, I told my fellow, there was a wheelchair user next to me, so, and my mom was there next to me as my escort. So I told them, I can't see them, then how will I feel their presence? So I said I will shake their hand, shake hands with them. So the lady sitting next to me, she said, no, they are four, there are 6 or 7 guards, and they may stop you from shaking hands. I said, no, I will do. I don't want to take that regret with me that I haven't shake hand with them. So when he came, I just said, hi sir, good afternoon, good evening, and just I extended my hand. So he observed for a few seconds, and then with both his hands he shook hands, and he said, आप कैसी हैं, और हम आपके साथ हैं हमेशा, आपको जैसी भी जरूरत होगी, जैसा भी आपके साथ के लोगों को सबको जरूरत होगी, हम आपके साथ हैं हमेशा। तो इस तरीके से उन्होंने बात की हिंदी में, एंड देन आई आल्सो स्विच टू हिंदी। तो ये थोड़ी सी बात रही, उसके बाद उन्होंने सेल्फ मतलब मैंने उन्हें कहा कि सर सेल्फी ले सकते हैं, तो वी टुक अ सेल्फी ऑल्सो। हालांकि उनके काफी कैमरामैन थे, दे ऑल्सो टुक पिक्चर्स, बट वी टुक अ सेल्फी ऑल्सो। तो it was a polite experience, and he talked very politely. देन साथ में फ्रेंच प्रेसिडेंट थे, उन्होंने भी हाथ मिलाया, एंड प्रेसिडेंट मैम ने भी हाथ मिलाया। सो इट वाज अ गुड एक्सपीरियंस, एंड आई फील इट्स गुड कि आप अपने आप को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, अपनी कम्युनिटी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं इन फ्रंट ऑफ लीडर्स, टू शो देम कि यस वी आर आल्सो डूइंग थिंग्स इन आवर लाइफ। तो ये पॉलिसी मेकिंग और इन चीजों पे इम्पैक्ट डालती है व्हेन यू कॉन्फिडेंटली रिप्रेजेंट योर कम्युनिटी। सो आई फील प्रिविलेज दैट वे दैट आई गॉट दैट चांस।
Yeah, I think it's like I think it's everyone's dream, to be recognized by him, and because he's doing such a fab job, so for the
Yeah,
country, so it's so nice to. I think these moments you cherish all your life, so it's
yeah,
it's it,
exactly.
it's wonderful. Also, Divya, you're inspiration and a motivational speaker, and
Yeah.
I want to know like what were the challenges you faced or any memorable memories you have while becoming a motivational speaker?
See, I never worked on becoming a motivational speaker, but it's been more than 10 years that people call me for conferences and talks. So I just try to, as per the audience, I just change my talk, which is best for them. If I'm addressing students, I will talk about the education and everything. And then if I'm talking to the corporate people, sometimes town halls, and, they call me for that. So I just talk about, inclusion plus to keep them motivated and how they can deal with the stress that comes along, especially in corporate sector. So these experiences have been very nice. One of the most cherished one is when I shared stage with Mr. Tom Elter in 2015 December, in first International Film Festival for persons with disabilities in Delhi. So it was a great experience. I and Mr. Tom Elter was standing, and I was delivering the speech, and he was standing next to me.
Uh,
So these experiences are different, and when you impact lives, it feels good. Yeah,
I recently saw in one of your social media posts that you also met Mr. Karan Johar. What was that
exactly.
like, and what was the kind of conversation you had with him?
See, Cinevesta International Film Festival (CIFF) invited me in March from 25th to 31st in Taj, and there I was staying to create awareness, inclusion. So I just spoke to many celebrities like Boman Irani and Richa Chadda and Faisal Ali and so many and so on. But the special thing was I was told to have a 8-minute chat with Mr. Karan Johar. So I had my questions ready, and I have always watched Coffee with Karan, and I never thought the tables will turn this way. So I was on the stage, and I was just asking him questions about the inclusion aspect, because cinema is not depicting persons with disabilities in a nice way. They are always looking down on people with disability, or showing them as beggars or not so good in good positions. And there is hardly any person with disability who has ever acted in any role. So I had my proper questions, and he answered all these questions with absolute politeness and patience. So I really appreciated ki, at least they said ki they will think about this, and they had a perspective towards this. But my favorite experience was with Mr. Boman Irani, who was
Okay.
such a charming man and down to earth person. So it was a good experience, and I feel it feels good when I go to different type of programs, and I've been invited for creating inclusion. So it was a good experience, and Karan was really great. Yeah,
That's wonderful to know. Also, you've achieved so much, in the corporate world and as an advocate for disability rights. How do you balance
yeah.
your different roles? And what motivates you to continue your advocacy work?
See, professionally, I'm a corporate writer, so I'm working the entire day. I have clients in India, Dubai, and US. But
Yeah.
apart from that, every other thing I'm doing voluntarily. I've been in, disability activism for more than 14, 15 years now. So I just try to balance. As I said in the beginning, I'm very disciplined because of workouts in my life since early age. So I have a proper routine, early morning workout or late evening workout, or doing my shows 3 days a week. I record, edit, and everything. And advocacy, I have proper, focus towards online sessions and offline sessions, or sometimes seminars. So, and I try to manage things. If I have a program during the day, I try to finish my client's work early morning, 3 to 6 or 3 to 7. So I think this is something that time management that comes with experience, and the more get into it, the better you cope with this. So I feel blessed ki, with God's grace, I'm trying to manage it all well as of now.
I think you're doing a fantastic job, yeah, Divya. And, it's like, as I told you, this is very an emotional and a very inspirational podcast which I'm doing, and I'm getting to learn so much. And that's
Thank you.
as they say, it's never over till it's over. So that's the kind of
Yeah,
attitude. That's the kind of attitude which you bring, and I'm truly, truly feeling really honored and privileged to have this chat with you. And also, I want to now put something on a lighter note and do something fun. So I'm going to do like a rapid fire round with you, with
sure. Why not?
nice, simple questions only, just to know a little
Yeah.
about you more personally. So let's start. So, what is Divya's favorite cuisine?
Indian.
Indian. Okay. What is
Yeah.
Divya's favorite restaurant in the world?
Restaurant, it depends on the food. Sometimes same restaurants also don't cater the same taste. So it depends.
No, but is there any kind of a particular restaurant which you can go 7 days a week?
Uh, Not really. Actually, I love to eat at home. So yeah, that way.
What is Divya's favorite holiday destination?
Holiday, I believe in spending time with friends, no matter it's hills or beaches. So for me, holiday is when you are with a few people who love you and whom you love.
That's
So any destination would work for me that way.
that's really nicely put. This is something for the first time I've got to know. So it's so nice to hear something like that. What is
Yeah.
Divya's favorite? If she has a sweet tooth, what is your favorite dessert? Whether it's Western or
Um,
Indian, any.
I love chocolates, so any kind of chocolate dish I would love, but in a proper portion. I won't just overeat. Yeah.
Okay, what is that one difference according to you
Yeah.
between millennials and Gen Zs of today?
I think millennials are a little more patient and they know it takes time to reach somewhere. This is my personal perspective, but Gen Zs, they feel, they want to get things like that. And, patience is, I feel patience, they lack patience
Yeah, that's the main
at
thing. I
to
think the
some extent.
patience is the word which is rightly put. Okay.
Yeah.
If you had to give, this is one last question from my side. So, if you had to give a message to the entire
Yeah.
community, and how to inspire, and like something which you think they could take home with them in terms of a nice positive message, what would that be?
I feel you should just focus on living your life and do a thing in a way that people want to do that thing. If you are doing something, आप इस तरीके से करोगे लोगों को भी लगे कि हम भी करें और मतलब जो भी है आपका अपना 100% दीजिए नेवर गिव अप एंड ट्राई टू फिगर आउट अ वे तो रास्ता ढूंढेंगे तो जरूर निकलेगा हमेशा रास्ते होते ही हैं सो आई वुड जस्ट से कि नेवर गिव अप एंड बहुत बड़ी लाइफ में अपॉर्चुनिटीज बहुत हैं एक दरवाजा बंद होगा दूसरा खुल जाएगा so I'm sure you can do well. Yeah.
So thank you so much. I think all the viewers who's watching this and everyone is so inspired. And your last message is about never give up, which even I believe,
Yeah.
because I had type 2 diabetes myself, which I
Yeah.
reversed, and I had a lot of health issues. And the only thing which kept me going was my self motivation and telling myself that God has given us such a wonderful life. One life we get from
Yeah.
God. So you should live
Yeah.
to the fullest and always be happy, no matter whatever the
Exactly.
situation is. If you're self happy, because today you're not living alone, you're living with a family, your friends are with you. So you owe that much to your friends and family, so they don't suffer seeing you. So I think
Yes.
happiness is something which should come within, and you should be grateful to God for everything in life. And
Uh,
what you're saying also is so correct, that if you have that no give up attitude, you can achieve anything. Nothing is impossible. So
exactly.
so well put, Divya. Thank you so much. It was such a lovely chat with you, giving so much time, and I look forward to meeting you in person now, very soon,
Same here.
hopefully. So thank you once again, and look forward to seeing you soon then.
Thank you so much, Siddhant, for having me on this podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.